Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to do a review of a cottage pie. Now, this is no ordinary cottage pie, and no, it's not M&S. But today I will turn you around and show you, it is something pretty large. Today we have a Tesco's Cottage Pie meal for two. And that's how it looks. We don't get the peas. That is a serving suggestion, but as you see, it does show there is carrot and looks quite a lot of mince. Now this is meant to be for two. So we have the cooking, which can go in the microwave, which I will do. Now if you take it, you need to take notice that, where's my finger? There it is. You cannot microwave from frozen. This isn't frozen because I don't have a freezer where I am. And what do we have? Of course, the biggest ingredient is potato. And you notice they're not showing you the percentage. But the potato is more than 21%. I would think that it's more nearer the 50%. Because that's how you'll bulk it out. So if you take a potato as one, then we've got quite a bit of milk. So that must be in the potato. And butter, that must be in the potato. And there's quite a bit of that. There's quite a bit of weight of them. 21% of beef. This is a 750 gram, two person, 375 grams per person is the serving for it. So it isn't a big meal for two people. So that's probably why they showed the peas, to beef it back up again. So yeah, we've got carrot. Most of the others are just additives. They're just to make up the thickness of gravy and stuff like that, because they're not really a bulky item. So the amounts of these items are going to be relatively small. So I wouldn't expect lots of it. So of course, milk and wheat are the allergens. What would you expect? There is the calories. And you have the stupidity that they've measured it on 318, not on a portion. So really it should be 375, 318. No, let's make it even more difficult for anyone to work out how much they had. So it would be that number. So it's 3.75 times these numbers to tell you how much it is. So how much, let's turn you round. So how much did I pay for this? Well, it is an expensive meal. Well, it would have been, but I got it on a deal. Now, I wouldn't have, if you take it, it's meant to be two meals. So I'm going to have it as two meals, but I have to cook it all and then just keep a bit and then heat it back up to have it for the second meal. But at full price. Have a look and then have a look at the meal, and then we'll get it into the microwave, get it cooked, and we'll see what it's like. So have a look now at the meal. The price. So the price at full price is £4, which you wouldn't think is bad, but don't forget, we can get this type of things for the £1.85. So this is going to have to be good. £2.40, which makes it £1.20 per person. £1.20 for 375 grams of your portion. So this is what it looks like. All nicely neat. So as we said, we can do it in the oven, but it takes about 35 minutes. That would brown off the top, but we can put it in the microwave and we could still put it into the oven for a short time just to give some colour. But most of the colour will only come if there's some fat or oil on the surface to do that. So there's a fork so you can see the size of the plastic container to give you an ability to judge its size. So let's get it into the oven and we'll come back once it's all cooked. Okay, we are back. I have now cooked. Let's not get the lights into the shot too much. I've now cooked. It's late, that's why the lights are on. It's getting a little dark and I don't have anything other than this light to put light on anything. What I did was I put it in the microwave for 5 minutes because it's a high-powered microwave. It only takes 5 minutes, seemingly. I then just put it into I've got an air frying oven and I put it in there for less than 5 minutes until it got a little bit brown. I sprayed the top with some oil from the spray can, well, from a spray bottle. So now we have a slightly tanned item. So you want to have a look at it? I'm sure you do. So here we go. And there you go. I haven't overdone it. But that's what it looks like. Now this is going to be really hot. So, one fork. We're going to just take a little bit off the edge here, which is going to be all potato. If I can pick it up, right? All potato. Tiny bit, and I mean a tiny bit. And I don't know if you can see the steam coming off. You see, yeah, I can see the steam, so I don't know if you can. I don't think I'm going to get much of it on here, but it's boiling hot. I don't know if I should wait a couple of minutes and let it cool down or just blow on it. So I smell the potato. The potato smells awfully like mash, but you know, like the mash, the powdered mixed, it has that type of smell to it. The mash is very soft. I can sense that it must have the butter and the milk in it because it is very smooth. As we said, that bit had next to no beef in it. So we need a bit with some beef in. So let's see how this bit goes. Are we ready? Try not to make it so hot. I don't know if I can get you to see the level of the meat, because I don't think there's all that much. It is so far down. As we say, it's so far down. There's about that much meat and that much mash. So we're not, because it's a dearer item, you would expect to have a thicker amount of mince. Really, the mince is barely taken up much of the bottom. As we say, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think the only difference between the cheap version and this version is the mashed potato, and that it's a little bit more fluffier with a bit of butter and a bit of milk in it. So it's not as, you get them and it looks like it's being extruded out of a dirty great thing, and then if it's frozen you could pick the mash up, and yeah, this is a little bit more the softer and thingy. So the mash is better, but you're not getting more meat, you're just getting more mash that is better. And is that really worth the cost difference? So at full price, a 375 gram or one person would be £2 in value. You can get 85 pence and a pound versions. Iceland and some of the supermarkets do a mince and mash, and I'm not sure that paying double the amount you are getting more meat in it. But we can have a look. All you have to do is remember that I'm going to tell you to remember, because I won't. That doesn't this have 22% meat in it? 21%. So it has 21% meat. So therefore it has about 70 grams of meat per portion. Let's see how close the cheaper one gets to that. There's nothing to say that the meat is any better, because there isn't enough of it to be able to tell if it's better. We don't know anything about the quality of the mince, because there isn't enough in it to be able to say it. So as you can see, that's a close-up, hopefully, of it. So it looks fine, but don't forget, there is a lot of gravy in here as well. So the mince is just cooked through mince. It's pretty fine, but there is more gravy. The flavour of it is in the gravy. That's maybe another upgrade was we're going to use a slightly better gravy, but that's just water and colouring. So does that make the meal any better? So that is up to you. But at a deal price, what I paid for it, it is better than the cheaper price one. At full price, I don't know if I want to spend £2, because I think quite easily I can make this even at full price. I can buy a full 500 grams of mince for £2.99 in Aldi. It's got 25% fat in it, but that's 500 grams of mince. Then maybe one onion, about 10p, and a whole pile of potato for two people, what would be about 300 grams. So you're going to have a meal with more meat than potato for about the same price as paying full meal. It's not a complicated meal. Mix up some gravy, cook off some mince and a bit of onion, put the gravy with the mince and the onion, boil some potatoes, mash them up, put on the plate, put the potatoes, you're done. So yeah, I think we can easily cook this and get a much bigger portion. The dearer the item gets, the easier it is to replicate it at home, far cheaper, and have a better, bigger amount of food. So until next time, thank you for watching, and please come back. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.